NDNA Nursery CalCul8 system is a strategic planning tool that will complement any existing counting system that you may currently use. It has been developed in conjunction with the NDNA and setting managers and owners. So let's hear what some of them think about the system.
Hi, I'm Alison. I own Ashgrove Farm Nursery. We have 2 managers and about 20 staff at the nursery and 96 children, so it's very busy, as you can imagine. So when we were looking for a tool to help with our planning, we came across this one, and we have to say it is the most useful tool that we've had. It's really easy to use. Myself and my managers tend to be the main users of it. We've utilised it when we want to imagine scenarios of where we'd like to go. A really good informative tool. One scenario that we've used it in was we needed to buy some really big equipment, but we weren't sure how long the finances and if it was going to be financially viable. So we kind of played around with a few different models of if we lost children, how many children we'd need to make it worthwhile buying. And that's the kind of situation that it's really, really useful in. So overall, if you asked me about CalCul8, I would say it's fantastic value for money. It's pence or pounds a month, so you don't even really notice it going out as a direct debit. It's fantastically easy to use. You know, you don't need to have any financial background. You know, I'm a nursery nurse, I've got no background of money, and I can use it really easily. And I just could recommend it to anybody who wanted to use it, and I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody who wanted to use it or was considering it.
And I'd now like to introduce you to Nigel Oates, who is the principal architect of the system.
The NDNA CalCul8 system, driving your nursery business forward. Drive a successful nursery business with CalCul8. The CalCul8 system enables you to develop and manage budgets and forecasts to help plan for the future. Carry out detailed operational scenario planning quickly and easily with no accounting knowledge required whatsoever. Make your business decisions with confidence. Create profit and cash flow projections for you, your bank manager, the local authority, and even your accountant.
Okay, we've heard what people think of the system. Let me now introduce you to the CalCul8 system. The system has been developed for ease of use, and as said previously, you do not need any accounting experience in order to use this. There are 2 prime aspects of the system: the input data tabs and the reports. Should you have any difficulty, there is an online help system together with a help desk that can be contacted using telephone or email. The input part of the system is easy to use and very comprehensive, and you can model 1, 2 or 3 years. The input section is split into 4 key areas. The general administration section is designed for the input of general details about your nursery, such as the start of the financial year, the number of registered places, the number of operating weeks in the year, and so on. In the next section, you are invited to input occupancy for both full day care and sessional care. Next, input the income from full day care and sessional activity from both grants and private payment, together with income from other sources such as loans and additional grants. Next, input Costs: salary costs, operational costs, bad debt and bank costs, and assets. Having completed all of the inputs, the system will now generate your reports. I'd now just like to amplify the significant benefits of the reports produced by the CalCul8 system. They enable you to plan the strategic direction of your nursery, make informed business decisions, generate the what-if scenarios, and track actual monthly financial position against the forecast. They also enable you to provide help with your tax planning, provide you with key ratios, enable you to plan staffing numbers, and provide detailed information to your accountants, providing time and hopefully cost savings. These are the reports that are produced by the system: a summary statement, a profitability statement, a cash flow statement, and a copy of the original data which you can view if you wish. These reports are produced by the system and are also emailed to you. First of all, the summary statement provides a summary of the information contained in the profitability and cash flow reports. It also provides a key ratio report that provides the key business parameters for your nursery, such as the average occupancy, the average operating costs per child, and the number of full-time equivalent children needed to break even. The summary report also contains a summary of the profitability statement for all 3 years, provided of course these have been input. So, for example, you can see the profit before tax. This is important if you are a charity and not subject to paying tax. And you can also see the profit after tax. This is principally for commercial organizations and will help you with planning your tax position. The system will also provide a summary of the cash flow statement, again for all 3 years if input. And as you can see, it will provide a view on the opening bank balances and the closing bank balances. And finally, the summary report gives a report on the minimum number of staff required based on the guidelines of ratio of staff to pupils against the actual staff that you have input. This will clearly enable you to check your staffing policies. As an introduction to the profitability statement, we have provided some useful ratios. These are merely provided as guidelines. The profitability statement provides information on the income, the direct costs, the operating costs, and the gross margin and the net profit and loss before and after tax. This is designed to cater for both charitable and commercial organizations. So should the profitability not be as you wish, you can re-input the data with, for example, new occupancy and cost figures, and then rerun the reports. The important cash flow report provides a statement of the income generated, payments made, and the cash surplus in that month, together with the opening and closing bank balances. As with all the other reports, this one provides a year 2 position, which is summarized on a quarter-by-quarter basis, and a year 3 position, which is summarized on an annual basis. I hope I have managed to give you a very brief overview of the CalCul8 system. Let's hear now from another of our users.
My name is John Thompson. I'm the Managing Director of the Spinny Day Nursery in Chester. The nursery comprises of 2 separate sites and operates with around 41 members of staff. My job is to run the management and the business side of the business, and so I come in on a daily basis into contact with figures, facts and accountancies. From my point of view, the biggest threat has always been to me is not knowing what I don't know. And that is a source of concern when you can't get a good clear view about exactly where you are at any one given time. I'm pleased to say that CalCul8 has actually cleared that for me. It makes it very easy for me to know where I am and answer those many questions that I have on a day-to-day basis to do with facts and figures. The key issues and the advantages as far as I'm concerned is that this is a program that has been designed specifically for nurseries, and therefore it uses nursery technology, it uses nursery terminology, and it unfolds as you use the program itself. The bliss of that is that you're not challenged looking at definitions of words, and you can clearly understand why you're putting in those particular set of figures at that particular point of time. In addition to being a very effective accountancy package, I have to say also it's a very valuable package for me in my day-to-day planning when I look to the future. And by that I mean this particular program allows me to model certain scenarios. In attempting to address those questions in the medium to long term that may affect, for example, the number of members of staff that we have on roll to the number of children that we have in any one given nursery, this program allows me to model those scenarios. So I'll often use it to model the best possible scenario and look at what that tells me. It may clearly indicate to me that I will need, for example, to take on additional staff. And it also helps me to get forewarning of maybe what will be the full effects of a downturn, thereby allowing me to touch the tiller a little bit over a longer period of time, and therefore the direct outcome of that isn't quite as horrific as one major change. I've used the program now for quite some months in its early formats, and I have to say that for me it has been a real revelation because I'm not an accountant. But it bridges that gap for me, and the gap that I refer to is the gap that on one side has how much money do we have, to across the other side of the ravine which says where are we going with that money. So I'm a fan of CalCul8, and I would recommend anybody that's in the nursery sector to really give it very sincere thought.
I would now like to introduce you to Anne Naylor, the Financial Director of NDNA, for the NDNA perspective of CalCul8.
Hello, I'm Anne Naylor, Director of Finance and Support Services here at NDNA. Prior to joining NDNA 8 years ago, I ran my own accountancy practice with a varied portfolio of clients, including some nurseries. I realised that a nursery business is not like any other business, and there are complexities that are very peculiar to nurseries. And also how time-consuming business planning can be, and also how expensive if nurseries rely on their accountant to do the business planning for them. Hence I was very excited a few months ago when I received a call from Nigel Oates, the system architect for CalCul8. And Nigel is also a nursery business specialist. He was offering to jointly develop a business planning tool, especially for you, the nursery manager or owner, to help you with your strategic business planning. At NDNA, we're continually seeking ways that we can better support nurseries through our range of products and services. We recognise that the primary role of day nurseries is the care and early learning of children, and that business planning and budgeting and forecasting can quite often come quite low down on the list of priorities. And so we're delighted to be able to offer this tool to nurseries, specifically designed for the complexities of nursery businesses, but a tool that talks your language not my language as an accountant. And so therefore we're delighted to have this product in our portfolio. Specifically, it's timely because of the 2-year-old offer and the decision that a lot of nurseries will be taking as to whether they can afford to take on 2-year-olds and all the additional costs that will be involved there, and the extra staffing, etc. So we feel that it's the right time to introduce this product, and we hope you enjoy it.
And finally, some concluding remarks from Nigel Oates.
Now that we've explained what CalCul8 enables you to do, here are the 8 great reasons why you should buy CalCul8. The system has been created by nursery business specialists, specifically for the nursery sector. It's simple to use, with no accounting experience at all necessary. It empowers you to take control of your business. It saves you money. Using CalCul8 could save you significant amounts in your accountant's fees. Using the system saves time. Input your figures once and you're away, with operational scenario revisions in minutes. Business and nursery investment decisions are made easy. You can plan your free early education delivery with full confidence. And finally, the system is just so convenient. You can access this online system anywhere at any time.
I do hope that this short video has introduced you to the CalCul8 system, and for further information please access the website, call or contact your local NDNA Business Development Manager. Many thanks for listening.